There are football rivalries built on geography. Others are built on history. But France versus Spain is different. It's a rivalry that has quietly shaped modern international football. Every time these two nations meet, it feels like a battle between two football philosophies, two generations of stars, and two countries chasing football greatness. From the dominance of Spain's golden generation to the rise of France's incredible young talent, every match has carried enormous pressure. World Cups, European Championships, Nations League finals, these games have produced unforgettable moments that changed football history. So how did this rivalry become one of Europe's biggest? And why does every France versus Spain clash feel like the passing of a football crown? To understand this story, we have to go back to the beginning. For decades, Spain and France were respected football nations, but neither consistently ruled the international game. Spain had world-class players, passionate fans, and beautiful football, yet they repeatedly fell short when it mattered most. Their reputation became one of underachievement. France experienced similar highs and lows, winning major tournaments but struggling to remain consistently dominant. Everything changed in the late 2000s. Spain introduced a revolutionary style known as tiki-taka. Built around endless possession, quick passing, and intelligent movement, it transformed the way football was played. Led by legends like Iker Casillas, Xavi, Andrés Iniesta, Sergio Ramos, David Villa, and Xabi Alonso, Spain became nearly unstoppable. Between 2008 and 2012, they achieved something no European nation had ever done before. They won UEFA Euro 2008, the 2010 FIFA World Cup, and UEFA Euro 2012 back-to-back. It was one of the greatest international teams football has ever seen. During that period, France looked like a nation searching for its identity. Internal conflicts, disappointing tournament exits, and inconsistency kept them from matching Spain's incredible success. But football never stands still. After Spain's golden era began to fade, France started building something extraordinary. Instead of relying on one generation, France developed one of the deepest talent pools in football history. Young stars emerged almost every season. Paul Pogba, Antoine Griezmann, N'Golo Kanté, Raphael Varane, Hugo Lloris, and eventually Kylian Mbappé formed the backbone of a new football powerhouse. Under Didier Deschamps, France became disciplined, efficient, and devastating on the counter-attack. They didn't always dominate possession, but they knew exactly how to punish opponents. Then came the 2018 FIFA World Cup. France defeated Croatia in the final to become world champions once again. Mbappé announced himself as football's next global superstar, becoming only the second teenager after Pelé to score in a World Cup final. The balance of power in Europe had shifted. Spain had inspired the world with beautiful football. France now inspired fear with speed, depth, and ruthless efficiency. Naturally, every meeting between the two countries became even more significant. One of the defining chapters came in the UEFA Nations League final in 2021. Spain controlled large portions of the game with their familiar passing style. Young midfielder Gavi showed incredible maturity despite his age. Spain looked ready to prove that a new generation had arrived. But France refused to surrender. Karim Benzema produced a sensational curling finish that reminded everyone why he was one of the world's best strikers. Moments later, Kylian Mbappé scored the winning goal in controversial fashion after a lengthy offside discussion. The match ended 2-1. France lifted another international trophy. Spain walked away believing they were only one step away from returning to Europe's elite. That game perfectly captured the rivalry itself. Spain often controlled possession. France often controlled the moments that mattered most. Then came another unforgettable meeting. UEFA Euro 2024. Spain arrived with exciting young stars like Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. Many believed the Spanish rebuilding process was finally complete. France entered the tournament with enormous expectations, led by Mbappé, but struggled to produce their usual attacking brilliance. When the two sides met in the semi-final, France struck first through Randal Colomwani. For a few minutes, it looked like France might reach another major final. Then football witnessed history. At just 16 years old, Lamine Yamal received the ball outside the penalty area. Without hesitation, he unleashed a stunning curling strike into the top corner. It wasn't just a beautiful goal. It became one of the greatest goals ever scored by a teenager on football's biggest stage. Spain's confidence exploded. Soon after, Dani Olmo added another goal. France pushed forward desperately, but Spain defended brilliantly. Final score: Spain 2. France 1. The victory sent Spain into the European Championship final, where they eventually defeated England to become European champions once again. It also symbolized something much bigger. A new Spanish generation had officially arrived. Once again, France and Spain represented two completely different football identities. Spain trusted technical brilliance, intelligent positioning, fearless young players, and collective teamwork. France relied on athleticism, explosive pace, physical dominance, and incredible squad depth. Neither philosophy was right or wrong. Both produced world champions. Both produced legends. Both inspired millions. That's what makes this rivalry so fascinating. Unlike some football rivalries fueled by political tension or historic conflicts, France versus Spain is primarily about football evolution. Every generation tells a different story. One generation belongs to Xavi and Iniesta. The next belongs to Mbappé. Now another belongs to Lamine Yamal. The rivalry constantly reinvents itself. Even individual battles have become unforgettable. Xavi versus Zidane. Iniesta versus Pogba. Ramos versus Griezmann. Mbappé versus Yamal. Each era creates new heroes while honoring those who came before. What also separates this rivalry is the incredible number of players competing against each other every week in Europe's biggest club competitions. Many French and Spanish stars play together, or against each other, in La Liga, the Premier League, Serie A, the Bundesliga, and the UEFA Champions League. Friendships exist off the pitch. But once they wear their national shirts, everything changes. Every pass matters. Every tackle matters. Every goal becomes part of football history. The rivalry also reflects something larger than football. Spain has become one of the world's greatest football academies, producing technically gifted players generation after generation. France has become perhaps the strongest talent-producing nation in modern football, developing incredible athletes from every corner of the country. Year after year, scouts, coaches, and fans wonder the same thing. Who has the brighter future? Spain's fearless teenagers? Or France's endless production line of world-class stars? There may never be a permanent answer. And that's exactly why the rivalry continues to grow. Every tournament creates another chapter. Every generation writes another story. Every meeting raises new questions. Can Spain's possession football continue evolving? Or will Lamine Yamal become the face of a new Spanish dynasty? Football rarely gives permanent kings. It only gives opportunities to defend the crown. Today, France and Spain stand among the world's elite once again. Whenever the fixture appears on the schedule, millions stop to watch because they know something special might happen. A wonder goal. A dramatic comeback. A teenage superstar announcing himself to the world. Or perhaps another unforgettable final. That is the beauty of France versus Spain. It isn't just a football match. It's a collision between two football cultures, two championship mentalities, and two nations determined to prove they belong at the top of world football. The greatest chapter of this rivalry may not belong to the past. It may still be waiting to be written.